Hello everyone! Welcome back to Story English Hub. This is the channel where you can improve your English while listening to powerful real-life lessons and inspiring stories. Today's video is about transformation. How to change your life in just 6 months. Not in theory, not in some distant future, but in a way that feels possible, realistic, and motivating. Most of us live with a gap between the person we are and the person we want to be. You probably have goals in your head right now. Maybe you want to exercise more, eat better, learn English fluently, read more books, or finally dedicate time to a personal project. And yet, life has a way of pulling us back into our old patterns. We try, we make progress, and then we slip. That cycle can feel discouraging. It makes us believe maybe we don't have what it takes. But here's the truth. Change is not about willpower alone. Change is about understanding how your brain and your daily life actually work. If you know how to set the right conditions, transformation becomes much easier than you think. Imagine your brain as a thick jungle. Every decision, every behavior is like walking through that jungle. At first it's difficult. You push against branches, you move plants out of the way, you spend energy just to make a tiny bit of progress. But if you keep walking the same path, you flatten the plants. You create a trail. With repetition, that trail becomes a road. Over years, some roads even turn into highways. That's why your habits feel automatic. They are not magical. They are just brain highways, and the more established they are, the harder it feels to create a brand new one. That's why change is so difficult, especially for adults. Our jungle is already filled with comfortable highways that we know too well. But here's the good news. You can create new trails. You just have to start small. Let's make an important distinction. A routine is something you plan. It's like a wise planner in your head. For example, you decide to cook dinner with the same ingredients because you know the result is good. You decide to set an alarm for 6:30 because you want to wake up early. Routines are intentional. A habit, on the other hand, is different. It's automatic, like being on autopilot. Think about reaching for your phone without realizing it, or putting on your seatbelt the second you get in the car. That's your brain's toddler. Impulsive, driven by rewards, not the future. The planner thinks long-term. The toddler looks for instant gratification. And guess what? You need both. Routines can eventually become habits, and habits can save you energy when you need to focus on bigger things. The real trick is to get them to work together. Every habit has a trigger, a signal that tells your brain, do this now. It could be time, a place, or an object. See your workout shoes? That's a trigger. Walk into the kitchen? That might trigger a coffee. Triggers are like buttons that activate behaviors without your planner having to argue with a toddler. This is how bad habits form too. Chocolate tastes good. Your brain says, do that again. Browsing social media gives you small entertainment. Your brain says, repeat. Triggers and rewards are the engines of habit. But here's the opportunity. You can design your own triggers for good habits. Let's say you want to work out. If you simply write down "get fit" as your goal, your brain will resist because it's too vague. But if you say, I will do 10 squats every morning at 8 housed in my living room, suddenly it becomes concrete. The action is clear. The place is clear. The time is clear. That's step 1. Make it specific and small. Step 2. Attach it to a trigger. For example, you put your workout clothes next to your bed, so the first thing you see is a reminder. That visual cue activates the behavior. Step 3. Make it repeatable. Every day, same time, same place. The more consistent you are, the faster that jungle trail turns into a road. But let's be honest. Squats are not as instantly rewarding as scrolling TikTok. That's why many people quit. The secret is to make the action itself more enjoyable. For example, only allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast while doing your workout. Or watch your favorite show only when cooking healthy food. Attach fun to the action. This way, your toddler brain doesn't resist. It actually looks forward to the habit because it associates it with pleasure. Science shows it can take anywhere between 15 days and 250 days for a habit to stick. That's a huge range. But here's what matters. The more you repeat, the easier it becomes. At first, it feels like a struggle. Then, one day, you realize you are doing it automatically. That's when the toddler takes over. The timeline is different for everyone, but consistency always wins. 6 months is more than enough to turn several small routines into strong habits that truly change your life. Here's what 6 months of change could look like. In month 1, you start with one simple action. 10 squats, 5 minutes of reading, or 10 minutes of English practice. By month 3, you have stacked 2 or 3 small habits that already feel easier. By month 6, you are living in a completely different rhythm without realizing how far you've come. The changes don't feel dramatic day by day, but when you look back, the transformation is undeniable. There is no perfect system. There are no magic tricks. But habits remind us of something powerful. Change is possible at any age, in any situation, if you understand how to work with your brain instead of against it. Even if you only become a little healthier, a little more disciplined, or a little more consistent, you've already won. Because the worst thing is not failing. It's never trying at all. So, what about you? What's one habit you'd like to build in the next 6 months? Share it in the comments. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back to Story English Hub every week for more stories to practice your English while learning something meaningful.